What is going on, gangers? Brother Namdi back at your service, and I'm here to dive into a continuing series where we look at fictional characters and what health conditions they may have. If you'd like to stay caught up with this series, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. For part 21 of this series, we're going to dive into a fictional character that people may or may not know, and his name is Hulk from Marvel. I decided to use Dissociative Identity Disorder to describe Hulk's condition. Let's first dive into what DID actually is. DID is also known as multiple personality disorders, and it is on the severe end of dissociative disorders. Dissociation is basically a mental state of disconnection from what is really going on and how it affects one's life. It also impairs one's thoughts, sensations, identity, physical attributes, and decision-making/actions. Let's take a look at risk factors/causes of DID. This would include sexual abuse, PTSD, depression, substance abuse, borderline personality, and commonly looked at in female gender. In the Hulk's case, Bruce Banner, aka Hulk, went through extreme physical and emotional abuse from his father, Brian Banner, who was mentally ill and killed Bruce Banner's mother. Let's also note that DID consists of two types. Covert, which is more common, and this would mean a person is aware that there is an identity shift, but they have a hard time dealing with it or resolving the issue. Then we have overt, when an individual has a completely different identity than the original person, and that same individual is unaware what really is going on. Clearly, the Hulk is overt. On to signs and symptoms. This would include inability to recall significant information about oneself, derealization of self, which is also altered consciousness, and we would call this next thing fugue, which is when an individual becomes confused about identity and starts to wander and travel. Suicidal ideation can also be a symptom and/or risky behaviors. Now, how does this relate to the Hulk? I'll tell you why right now. Bruce Banner and the Hulk are clearly two different entities, and it's also distinct. They refer to each other in the third person. They exhibit different speech patterns, emotional responses, intelligence levels, and moral codes. They both have different memories and goals. The Hulk often doesn't remember what Bruce Banner experiences, and Bruce Banner often doesn't remember what the Hulk experiences. In terms of diagnosis, it's very hard to diagnose someone with DID because oftentimes the person is misdiagnosed. What a medical professional would try to do is to rule out all other possibilities before they try to diagnose them with DID. In terms of treatment, you would really only focus in on psychotherapy to promote well-being and safety. I'm just not sure how this would really help the Hulk, but we move. As always, if you have any of these conditions, please seek help, because at the end of the day, you matter. Fictional characters were used to give a different perspective in a situation. If you appreciate this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already, please check out the previous 20 parts to this series. And if you have a suggestion for part 22, please drop it in the comments. If nothing else, y'all take it easy.